Hey y'all, back at the desk. I just wanted to go over some housing policies that I think would be nice to see implemented around Georgia and Atlanta in general. The first one would be one that we've been hearing about a lot recently, and that's the pied-à-terre tax, like they have up there in New York now. And I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you don't live in a home that's in the city, you live somewhere else, but you have this house. Let's say that's a luxury home. Let's say it's above like a 1.5 million in value. We say that we're going to put on a surcharge. We're going to charge you a little extra on your property taxes going forward because you have this house sitting idle. I think that it creates an incentive for people to buy their homes and actually live in them in the city, but I think that it also has the ability to offset the revenue that's pulled from everyday Atlantans and the taxes that we pull from their properties. The next thing is the blight tax, and I know that Atlanta has the blight tax, and we've had it since 2024, and I know that Georgia had to amend its constitution for us to have it, but I think that it should be coupled with a blight reduction discount. I think that we should really try and encourage and incentivize the passing of that property to someone else. I think the goal should be to put people in these homes so that somebody is actually living and they are secure in a space in the city, and they actually are a stakeholder in the city. So I think that the way that should operate is, let's say you find a house, let's say in the Bluff, and you want to buy that house and it's blighted. So the city will say, we'll lock your tax rate in without the blight tax on it. Whatever the tax rate, whatever millage rate is for that property, while it's blighted, we'll lock you into that for, let's say, 5 years. No matter if you remodel the property or you tear it down and you build something that's tremendously more valuable, we'll lock you in and we'll give you that discount until that period is over, and then you'll go to whatever your rate is based off of your market value. I think that this incentivizes the investment into neighborhoods that desperately need the investment. I think that it then makes the blight tax seem less pointed. It may encourage the people that are holding these properties to give them up and allow for actual growth in these neighborhoods. So I think that's something worth looking into. Now the problem is to get these two things is we would have to amend the Georgia Constitution again. The Georgia Constitution has a uniformity clause, and essentially anything that's being taxed, like subject items, have to be taxed uniformly across jurisdictions. So if you say one house is taxed at this rate, you have to tax the houses at this rate, right? As long as it's within the same subject matter. The problem with that is that you have to get 2/3 of the Georgia legislature to vote on amending the Constitution, and then they have to send it out to the states, and Georgians have to approve of it. That would be the biggest hurdle. So I would have to say that the greatest housing policy that we could probably do for ourselves is amending the Georgia Constitution to allow for tax codes that can vary based on circumstance and situation. And so I think that that's something that we all should be looking at. And while we're getting closer to November and these people are asking you for their votes, and if you can't think of anything that you think that would be beneficial to your community, and you are given the opportunity to actually run into one of these people, I think that those would be things worth bringing up. The pied-à-terre tax, the blight reduction discount, and the amending of the Georgia Constitution. I think that those would all be advantageous to a better outcome for us all, especially when places like Fulton and DeKalb County are talking about their millage rates. We know that property taxes are probably going to go up in these areas. We know that we have to fix the Fulton County Jail. We know we have other projects going on around the county and the city, so we know that they're going to need to generate more revenues. And we also know that from last year, I want to say the AJC reported in May that about 30% of the single-family homes in the Atlanta metro area were owned by property investors. So we know that there would be a lot of people that would actually apply when these pied-à-terre taxes would be implemented. We know that it's not just going to be a drop in the bucket. We know there's quite a bit of people that are invested in the housing stock of Atlanta that don't actually live in the city of Atlanta. So I think that would work for all of the major cities. I'm pretty sure any city that's seeing growth right now, it would be advantageous for them to look into it. So something to think about.